Hello, folks, and welcome to a new game. This is called The Last Starship, and I'm really into this. I got this with a gift certificate from Steam for Christmas, and I'm digging this game. So we're going to start a new one here. I'm just going to go to Boldly Go, and we'll begin the game with story mode, which sounds good, story-driven. There's a survival one as well, and then there's going to be another one here at some point. I don't know when that is, but whatever. Let's go ahead and begin the game and see what's going on here. I'm going to skip over a lot of some of this stuff because it's not super interesting, honestly, for what we're doing here. But there's a little shuttle, and this is how goods get on and off of your eventual starship or starships, which we'll explain here a little bit more in the future. So I can just press and hold my mouse button and speeds it up. And here is our ship. Look at this bad boy. Yeah. You can see all these guys coming off the ship. They all have spacesuits on because we don't have any oxygen or anything like that. We are just out of the shipyard production line. Here's the shipyard. So we need to go ahead and get moving here. It's going to go over how to move everything. That's not a big deal. But we do need to get a reactor set up. So we're going to go construction and install. And then we'll choose our reactor. We can put it wherever we'd like. It's asking us to put it in this general area for right now. So that's what we'll do. And you can see that this guy's going to carry that box and take it over there. Now, this first episode is going to be... I'm going to skip the tutorial. I really don't need it for what we're doing right now. Let's see here. We need an oxygen loader. Okay. We're going to need an air duct, which is going to give us oxygen. And I'm going to need a small tank as well. That will make more sense in a moment here. I'd like to get a medium tank on this one along with a fuel loader like so. All of that will make more sense in a moment. But basically the idea here is that we have to supply oxygen, food, water, all this stuff to our crew. And you can see they're flashing that they don't have power. So we're going to go over to cables. And you see these little red kind of hexagon things. That's what allows us to power up the ship. So we're going to go over here like so and just build these cables in the back. We don't want to overlap all of the things. We'll connect this guy up to power. This reactor is also going to be connected to power. I like to try to keep stuff kind of separated if I can. And then we're going to go to pipes. So oxygen is going to go into there. It's also going to go into there. So that's flowing from the oxygen loader. It can go into the tank and hold more oxygen than what the small tanks will. Also, if the tank gets depleted, then you're out of oxygen, whereas the tank is theoretically always being loaded up with stuff. So fuel's going to come out of here, which is important to pay attention to the arrows. I can see that this one's loading fuel, and then we're going to take that over to the reactor. And now we have that bad boy set up, and fuel should be going, and we should be getting power here soon. There we go. We got a little bit of power. And we need to get power, or we need to get fuel over to our engines as well. So we'll connect those up and connect that up. And you can see that they have fuel now. We do have all of our power is set up. Do we have any other stuff that we need to install? No, we don't. Okay, so let's just review some of the basic stuff here as far as what's going on. On the top, you're going to have all your missions. On the top left-hand side, you'll have all your missions. All the things that you need to do are going to be there. The status of your ship is going to be here. So our hull's at 100%. We're slowly getting there with oxygen. Once we get up to roughly 80% or so, I believe these guys are going to get put away. And we don't have any battery power right now because we don't have a battery. Over here on the right-hand side, you can see what sector you're in. Right now, we're in NG0. And there are 3 other existing ships. We have the Belfast Shipyard, the Beltrax frigate, which these are all cannons, so there's a lot going on there. And then we have a mining station that's for sale. That looks fun. We have a new ship that's for sale. It's just getting set up. And then we have this cruiser here, which looks bananas. I love it. But the one highlighted in green is ours. So we're going to go back in there. Across the right-hand side, we can see the exterior of our ship. We can see the habitation area, which tells you how much sewage your crew is making and how many people it could support. Over here, we have atmosphere. It tells us where we have oxygen or not. So you can see oxygen is coming up, and you can see these guys are getting out of their spacesuits, and they're going to put them in the spacesuit holding areas here as we get that. Any jobs that are assigned, which we don't have any right now, and then schematics, so you can kind of get an idea of what's going on with all of this. That's all well and good. On the left-hand side here, you can see that 4 out of 5, now 5 out of 5, are idle. They don't have any job. We have 5 crew. We have 0 scientists and 0 weapons officers. We have basically 2,700 oxygen. We have 3,000 water, 300 food, and then just under 5,000 is fuel goes. And our fuel is being stored there, and there. So we got those, and the tanks, you can see these little levels will pull up, and you'll know the reactor is running because it looks like it's running. Same with all this stuff. Okay, so that's the basic setup there. Across the bottom, we have construction, where we can go ahead and install, dismantle stuff, put cables, pipes, and then you have storage where you can allocate what you want. One of the things I like about the game, it doesn't hide anything from you. So you can see all of the stuff that you're going to be able to access in the game is going to be there. You can see that ships fly past you occasionally, but we just don't have any of this stuff yet, so we're not going to worry about any of that. Over here with the editor, where we're actually able to go ahead and build on stuff, you can see that we have the mass, we have the toughness, capacity, and volume, or excuse me, value. So we can go ahead and kind of see all the different things. We can add on more hull, floors, and all that. And there's a symmetry line, so you can keep it symmetrical if you want. You don't have to, but you can. In our trade area, we have all of the different things that we can buy, along with their associated costs. Right now, we only have $300,000, so we're not like rolling in it by any means. But hopefully we'll be able to get stuff set up here, and we are going to do some things to make sure that we can travel much more easily and actually go somewhere. In here we have contracts, which you can see we have some of these things, but the problem is right now we have a couple available to us, but like here we didn't meet all of the needed parts of that. Whereas with this one, we've hit all the spots, but we need to be able to get to NG2. Which is a problem because we can't travel between sectors right now. I'll explain that more in a moment. Power grid just shows us what we're using our power on. So right now we're only generating 6 megawatts of power because we don't need it. Our engine's using 4 and our life support's using 1. FTL drive, we don't have an FTL drive. Faster than light, we don't have one. We're going to install one in a moment, and you're going to use that FTL drive to get to these places. So if I were to click on this, I can hit prepare jump, but we're not going to be able to get there because I do not have the tools that I need for that. So that's not going to be a big thing. And research, we don't have any research done right now because we just simply don't have any of that stuff done. And then orders, we can take a look and see. You can go over and really do all kinds of stuff with doors, vents. You can do all kinds of cool stuff here. You can even tell them, like, if there's bad guys, you can tell them to turn, get everybody, get your suits on, and then we're going to vent all the doors out the outside and remove all the oxygen and kill anybody who's there. There's all kinds of fun stuff you can do. But right now we need to go into trade, and we need an FTL drive. So we're going to grab one FTL drive and, oh no, not all 30, probably just 10 of the FTL stacks. You can see it's going to cost us over half of our money straight out of the gate just to have that. And I think we're going to try to position that somewhere back here is my hope. I think I'm also going to need another fuel loader, I believe. So I'm going to go back in here and type in fuel. And you can see that, yeah, it's going to allow us to put fuel canisters. Or is it just a loader? I always forget. Yeah, we'll get there. So the ship comes over, it delivers our stuff. Let's go into construction and install. Now we have our FTL drive. And it needs to be hooked up to power, so we're going to go to cables, and you see that little red hexagon. That's how we know what it needs. Oops, just put it there. It has power. And it is coming online slowly but surely. See how it's kind of coming out of that black kind of color, so it's getting there. We're going to load it up with its fuel. And now we're going to try to take a job. So we're going to go over to contracts. We don't really need to do anything crazy right now. So we want to get $29,000 to deliver cargo to another system. Cool. This one's $42,000. And all we need to do is take them to Sector 2. And then this bad boy is Sector 14 that we have. So we're going to do this one here because it's pretty simple. We'll accept and sign that contract. And as the ships come over here, I'm just going to speed up the game just a touch here as they come. Here they come. Here comes all of our people. And they'll eventually find this ladder. You'll see. They'll make their way eventually. And they'll get up to the habitation level. But let's go ahead and go to our sector map. I can see that we have to just transport them to there, so it gives us an idea of what's up. We'll click on that, prepare our jump. The ship's going to rotate around, and the ship always stays at the center of what's going on. Everything else rotates around it. Your view is always like this. So just a heads up, if you're ever kind of trying to figure out what's going on, we are rotating. Everything else is staying the same. You see there's all kinds of cool ships and designs out there. I haven't had a chance to really play with all those, but once it's ready, we just hit jump, and we're going through our FTL stuff. And all we have to do is go up here to the top left-hand side where we had that, and we're going to turn in our contract. Now, the game's going to get a whole lot more interesting here. We just need to build out some of the stuff. All right, so we have Commander Harkin calling in. They need help with that. People are in trouble who need our assistance. Spread too thin, blah, blah, blah. All right, so we want to try to help in the ones with gold colors and take a look here. So let's go over into our sector map and see. We have this one, a wolf in sheep's clothing. We have Black Hole Sun and the trouble with titillets. We're going to go with wolf in sheep clothing. So we'll repair our jump there. We made a little bit of cash, which is always nice. We'll realign our ship here. And then we will get ready to jump as soon as we are lined up here. So you can see it's doing its aligning thing. You can see there's a whole bunch of other ships here. There's a fuel barge, which looks like that. And my goodness, yes, it is a fuel barge. Look at all of that huge tank. Oh, it's gone. All right, so FTL, we're going to jump. And we're going to see what this next round brings for us. All right, so we're in this sector. There's not a whole lot here, but there is something going on up there. And if you hit T, which brings you into your tactical view, you can kind of get a better idea of what's up. So I'm just going to do that. We'll right click on where we want to go, and that will not only turn the ship, but it'll also power it up. We can do more stuff to power up the ship, but that's good for right now. Let's see if we can... Oh, there's no trade. Okay. All right, so Commander Harkin's calling. All right, so I need to get a drone. So we need to draw a drone bay and a logistics drone. Okay. I don't have that right now, and there's nowhere to trade, so we're going to have to jump over into... let's go where the shipyard is. It usually has the best stuff. We'll line back up. We'll take off. We'll get our drone bay, and then we can do some stuff. So let's jump out of here. Let's go trade. And we're looking for a drone. We have a drone bay, and we're going to grab 2 drones because the bays have 2 spots. We'll confirm that. Eventually, that will come over to us. There it is. All right, and then we're going to install the drone bay. I'm just going to put it back here, I think, for right now. Sure, that will be fine. And cables-wise, it does need power, so we're going to continue our power distribution there. And then under here, we're going to go to storage. And I'm just going to put my logistics drones to be stored back here as well for right now. In case we have any more that we have, we can actually have them stored out there. All right, but you can see we have pod 1, and then there'll be a second one that will get loaded in there in a moment. But we're going to go over to the sector map. We need to go get to the interstellar prospect so that we can launch and see exactly what we have here. Let's jump away. Here we go. Whee! All right. So, we go to T for tactical. We'll again bring our ship over here. And we're looking for whatever that black box is, which I think is that blinky one right there. But there's some other stuff in here that we have. So we'll see if that drone wants to gather up all of that stuff or not. And what I'm going to do here as well is we're going to go in storage, and we're just going to say any cargo can go in this spot for now. We'll have to do some more work to get this set, but you can see both of our drones now are bringing back work for us, and they're unloading. And before we leave, we're gonna loot this bad boy to get all of the stuff that we may need, because we can sell it and do different things. All right, we need to bring it over to Commander Harkin, and we'll do that in a moment. But again, if they're gonna give us some free stuff, like there's fuel out there, you can see there's some lost souls, including that guy right there who's not very happy right now. But we're going to gather up as much of this as we can. Let's take a look here. So we have some food, we have some ammo, energy coils, bullets, whatever that is, a motor, a frame. Yeah, there's all metal ingots. We have all kinds of stuff that we didn't have before. So hopefully that will do its thing. And I'm just going to slowly position ours a little closer here, with the idea that if we don't have to travel quite as far... Ooh. All right. We are dancing around this thing right now. There are ways to get better control over your ship, but I don't have them yet because they're too expensive for us right now. But we will get there. Hopefully that's close enough that we can get all of the things that we need to get. But all these little pieces, these are called scrap, and they're incredibly useful as the game continues because there are finite resources in the game. It's not like unlimited everything. So you do have to be careful about how you do stuff and why you do what you do. To go along with that, make sure when you're jumping, if you have your FTL drive, make sure you can get back to a place where you can buy more. Like if I was at my last one, if that's at 0, the game's over. I can't do anything. I can't go anywhere. I'm stuck. So at least we can do that. And you can see the ship is slowly just disintegrating away as we take any of the remaining stuff that we might need from it. So these guys are doing their thing. I've hit T. You can see all the little dots there, all different things. So right now we're collecting all of the various scrap from there. And then we'll spool up. So I'm going to go to sector map, and we want to go to... Where's Commander Harkin at? There's Commander Harkin, all the way over there. All right, we'll prepare a jump, and that's just going to align us up here. We're not going to necessarily jump yet. We need to make sure we have our drones on board, which we do. It will tell you right over here if you don't. Jump away. Here we go. Loving it. All right. And we're going to deliver our item here. And Commander Harkin is on a big old ship, the UMC Vanguard. Is right there. And unlike most of the ships where you can see what's going on inside of it, I cannot see what's happening inside the UMC Vanguard right now. All of these little guys, these are thrusters, and they help position your ship so you can dock more easily. So we're not docking in the... Oh, okay. They're just moving over a little bit. But yeah, they have a docking port here, and there's another one there. You're going to see a little kind of bridge come out to connect them. Once we're fully lined up here, there it is. And we delivered what we had. And we got the flight recorder. All right. And they're just basically saying that stuff's getting attacked and we don't have the defenses for it. All right, so we have to go recover more stuff from other ships. And then we have this random shape. That's the only image that's been able to be found with all that stuff. Okay. Collect and take it back to 2. Sitting storage. We usually send a ship to collect the wreckage. Okay. No big deal. We can do that. So let's go ahead to our sector map. Let's see, where do we want to go? There is 1, 2, 3 spots we need to do. So we're going to start off going out here because it's kind of closest. Not that that really matters, honestly. And we got to get over to that ship and try to get the flight recorder without getting... See, we're getting hit by stuff right now, which is no good. But our drones are going out. They've recovered the flight recorder. We're not going to stick around here, even though there's some useful, nice stuff here. We're taking a beating. So let's go to our sector map. We're going to go over to Infinite Horizon now. So we'll prepare our jump there. We see our drones are deployed. We have both of them, so they should be coming back here in a moment. As soon as those guys are on board, one is on. We need the other one. You're still up there. Trying to get lined up. There we go. All right, and now we're going to jump out of there while we still have our hull mostly intact. All right, so we're going to go in here. Let's see. So that's over that way. We'll speed the game up here a bit. And our drones are actually fixing our ship right now, especially if you go to the exterior view. You can see that they're fixing the hull up. Nice. All right. $20,000 for that? Yeah, we'll pay that. So they're going to drop their thing, and then they're going to peace out, which is just fine. Doesn't really matter or impact us at all. You can see they have external tanks on their ship. To hold what? I don't exactly know. All right, we got our other flight recorder, I believe. Maybe not. No, we have it. Okay. So we're going to spool up our last trip here, which is going to be to... this spot. We'll get our drones back on board. They're both there. Let's jump this bad boy out of here. Boom. And what do we need to do here? Oh, I need to go turn the flight recorders in, but let's collect some wreckage real fast. Alright, so I want to do all this in one shot. I don't want to have to keep going back and forth to Commander Harkin. If we can do it all in one shot, that's better for us. So they're going to get all that stuff out of there. You can see we don't have a huge crew, so it's a little bit of a pain in the butt to get all that out, but it's fine. We'll get it. Grab some FTL fuel while we're here. Oh, we don't have enough storage, so we're going to go into storage and just any cargo we'll store right there for now. There we go. All right, and that's going to also help us out with our FTL. I should also storage for FTL fuel while we're here. So we actually have a proper spot to store all that stuff. There we go. Boom and boom. Oh, look at that. It's perfect. All right. So now we can go and back to our sector map. We'll go to Commander Harkin. And we'll jump through time and space here. We'll deliver all of the things that we have. So hopefully, up here comes Commander Harkin to line up with our ship. And we already delivered all of the flight recorders. You saw went from 1 of 3 to all of them. All right, and then we get rankings for logistics and for other things, which are going to unlock different contracts for you as well. So we're cool with all of that. We have Commander Harkin calling us here, and there's a pirate vessel out there that's preying on commercial vessels. All right, so we're going to need to figure that out. Okay. So it looks like that. Ships, if you've taken damage, you can repair it at a shipyard. So we have taken some damage. And they said they're sending us some funds. Because we need some funds. There we go. Nice $200,000. There we go. We got the humanitarian rating. Yay for us. Alright. So now we're going to take our sector map. We're going to jump back over to a shipyard. We'll go here. We will jump away. And up here in the top, we can repair everything we need to do. It's not expensive. And let's see if there's any contracts available for us. So this one, they need to go somewhere for 38,000. This one's 45. I don't see why we wouldn't do that. Let's see. Can we fit both? 19 and 20. I think we can take both. Okay, so we'll try to take both if we can. Alright, so this one, if you take a look, is going to NG3. This one is also going to NG3. That's convenient. So we'll go to NG3 once we find it. Oh, all the way over here. Sometimes these pop up, sometimes they don't. So you kind of just gotta hope that they're there. We're gonna jump away. And we'll turn in those contracts. And what's up, Commander Harkin? And they're ready for us to continue it. So we need to travel Commander Harkin, which we will do once we get rid of all of our passengers here. It's made some cash. We're going to jump back to Commander Harkin, see what the commander has for us, and then we'll probably call it a day. There is so much more coming in this game. This is kind of just the very brief getting started without having to follow the tutorial. You can see that we're on part 2 of A Wolf in Sheep Clothing, which is the overall mission here. We'll pick this up a little later, but for right now, I think that's going to be it for today. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time for more The Last Starship. I really dig this game. I've put an insane amount of hours on it for no good reason. But I'll see you next time. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.